Hi viewers, welcome back. Today again come up with another video, and today's video is about the crankcase pressure sensor. Before talk about the crankcase pressure sensor, I let you know little know-how about what is the crankcase and how build a pressure inside the crankcase. Crankcase is an area inside the engine where contain the crankshaft, which one is responsible for converting the linear motion of piston into rotational motion. So now how pressure built inside the crankcase? There are so many reasons, but I will discuss here 2 to 3. First reason is that, as we know, the combustion take place inside the combustion chamber. Here's what happened in the combustion chamber. As you can see in the pictures, there take place the 4 strokes. In the first strokes, you can see this showing the direction of the piston is downside. When this piston is come downside, the air is entered in the combustion chamber through the intake valve. In second stroke, you can see the piston is go upside and the airs which enter the combustion chamber is compressed. Due to compressions, this air become too much hotted. And in the third stroke or third cycle, you can say this hotted air are exploded. This hotted air is exploded. Due to this explosion, this piston is going down. You can see direction of the pistons come downside. And in the last and the fourth stroke is that exploded gases is exhausted out through the exhaust valve, and a small amount of exploded gases entered into a crankcase through the oil seal rings, due to oil seal rings. So they produce the gases. Some gases from the combustion chamber escape past the piston rings and enter the crankcase. This mixture is called blow-by, and this mixture increase the pressure inside the crankcase. The second reason, engine oil can also vaporize due to high temperature, and it also increase the pressure inside the crankcase. The third reason is that the worn off piston rings or cylinder valves increase the amount of blow-by, and that raising the pressure inside the crankcase. The last and fourth reason is that the modern engines use the PCV system to manage the crankcase pressures. PCV means positive crankcase ventilation system. PCV system help to ventilate and circulate these gases to intake manifold, reducing the pressure. Due to some reasons, this system malfunctioning or clogged, it increased the pressure inside the crankcase. Now we will talk about the crankcase pressure sensor. Crankcase pressure sensor is used in modern engines to measure or monitor the pressure inside the crankcase. Pressure sensor plays an important role in managing the engine performance and emission of the gases. Crankcase pressure sensor measures the pressure inside the crankcase. This pressure can fluctuate due to some reasons like engine speed, engine load, or condition of the engine's component. Pressure sensor convert this measured pressure into electric signal and sent to the ECU or to the management system. And ECU interpret these signals coming from the sensor to make some adjustment. like air fuel mixture, injection timing or other parameter to optimize the performance of the engine and reduce the emission. By monitoring and managing the crankcase pressure, the sensor helps ensure that engine operate efficiently and the harmful emissions are minimized, which can reduce the probability of oil leakage and other issues. Due to some reasons, our ventilation system fails to work or it is clogged and pressure increased inside the crankcase, then our sensor, crankcase pressure sensor, sends a signal to the ECU and the ECU stops the engine before something happens serious. Overall, crankcase sensor is an integral part of the engine management system, helping to ensure smooth operation and compliance with the emission standard. The crankcase sensor is not used in all the engines. I saw this sensor only in the Volvo V-Loader and the Caterpillar 3500 series engines. I hope your concept is a little clear about the crankcase sensor. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel and share this video to your friends. We will meet in another video with another sensor.